Hello everyone, KeyBTFans here, and today we're going to look at the best beginner keyboard at the moment, the BOYI GMK67. During my time in the hobby, I've built a lot of budget beginner keyboards, but this is my favorite. BOYI did send out this keyboard in exchange for my honest opinion, and all my opinions are of course my own, so let's dive in. Now, what is so good about this keyboard? Well, the GMK67 is a gasket mounted 65% keyboard kit. It's hot swappable, has tri-mode connection, and south facing RGB. I got sent the one with the white color, but they also sell it in black, blue, green, pink, purple, and red, so there's tons of options for you to choose from. The keyboard has many good features, and to make it even better, the availability is top notch. It's an in-stock custom keyboard kit that goes for $69.99 US through Amazon, so the shipping is quick and easy. And that way you don't have to deal with shipping from China either. Alright, so you've heard the specs and all that, so let's move on and take a look at what you get inside the box. You obviously get the keyboard itself, which comes wrapped in a plastic sheet, but you also get a few useful items as well. You get a switch and keycap puller, a braided cable, and at last, the manual. So moving on, let's take a closer look at the GMK67 and talk about the design and build quality. Well, for being a plastic keyboard, it feels pretty solid and well built. And as you may have noticed, this keyboard has a volume knob, and to the left of the arrow keys you have a blocker that shows the battery levels. The keyboard's design is pretty inoffensive but good looking at the same time. The front lip is really simple, there's really nothing special about it, and the side profile has a little curve to it. And on the back side, from right to left, you have the connection port along with the toggles for your operating system and connection. You also get the storage for the USB dongle inside the keyboard, which is really handy. And on the bottom, there's 4 rubber feet in addition to the height adjusters, along with the logo in the middle. So we looked at the GMK67 from the outside, but let's open the keyboard and see what's inside. To open the board, you gotta take the volume knob off and then try to open up the clips on the case. I personally used a card, even though it's a little finicky, but it worked in the end. So now that the top frame is off, we can see the pour-on gaskets attached to it. We then proceed to undo the 3 cables, and we now have access to the polycarbonate plate. Under the PC plate, we get some pour-on plate foam and a pour-on switch pad sandwiched between the PCB. The PCB uses Kale hot swap sockets and south-facing RGB. And on the bottom case, we get a thin piece of case foam and more gaskets. There's also a daughter board, a 3000 mAh battery, and the rotary encoder. Alright, let's reassemble the keyboard, starting off with the stabilizers. The plate-mounted stabilizers does come factory lubed from factory with what looks like dielectric grease, but I'm just gonna wipe it off and apply some 205G0 and XHT-BDZ. And other than that, I won't be doing any other mods, as I want to see how capable this keyboard is with just its stock foams. For the switches, I'm gonna go with some lubed Akko V3 cream yellows, as they are one of my favorite budget switches. And I'll go with a set of PBTFans black and white keycaps as well. Alright, so let's see how it sounds. So what do you think about that sound test? I honestly think that this keyboard sounds great, especially for the price. So what are my concluding thoughts about the GMK67? Well, I really can't recommend anything else other than this keyboard, as it has it all for someone new entering this keyboard hobby, excluding switches and keycaps of course, but you get my point. You get all the foam you need, tri-mode connection, south-facing RGB, a polycarbonate plate, and the list goes on. The only negative point is that the keyboard isn't the easiest to open up, But other than that, the GMK67 is the perfect custom keyboard for beginners. And even if you're an experienced keyboard enthusiast, I'm sure you'll still find this keyboard really enjoyable. So if you're interested in buying the product, the link to the product is in the description. And that was basically it for my review of the BOYI GMK67. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe if you like my content. And until next time, peace.